This is Pisces love reading for January 2018. Alright, to begin, I'm going to start with singles. Now, singles, I can see from these cards that you want true love, that it's high on your priority list right now. But you may be trying to force it a little bit. And the reason why I see that you might be trying to force it is because you've had a long period of time in the past of unrequited love where you didn't have love, or you had, bad relationships, or it just didn't work out with people, like whatever it is. But so you're so thirsty for it, like you're dying of thirst for it. But there's a deeper reason why not only did past relationships didn't work out, and why you're not quite finding your true love right this moment. The reason it is because you are having, you have low self-esteem issues, and you have a lot of fear surrounding love. So even though you want true love, you don't feel like it's entirely safe for you to accept love. And that stems from your low self-esteem or low self-confidence. And there are trust issues involved in that, okay? So, you may have been cheated on in the past. You may have dealt with people seeing multiple people at the same time as seeing you. So there's so much to unpack here. There's a lot of trust issues and low self-esteem and not feeling safe enough to open up and be in a relationship. Okay? And what I see is that you probably have been dating. You probably have gotten out there a little bit, okay? And you probably have met some people, or maybe you met one person or something where, like, it's okay, you're getting to know each other, it's a playful relationship, but it's very surface, okay? So it's not very deep relationship, okay? And I think what you're gonna find in the near future is that relationship is gonna die. They're gonna retreat from you. The love really is not gonna develop there. They'll probably leave you for a job, or they're gonna tell you that. They're gonna tell you that they have to leave for a job, okay? And that may even also create more trust issues in you, because I think you're gonna sense that that's not true. Whatever it is, it could be true, it may not be, but whatever it is, like, this person's gonna retreat away from you, and you're going to be sitting there and not understanding why it happened again, okay? And the reason why it happened again is because you have to work on these inner issues. You have to work on the trust issues. You have to work on loving yourself, because you can't love somebody else unless you love yourself, okay? So you really need to get in touch with that, in touch with yourself, and really build that trust that it is safe to love. Because it's like, you can want true love all day long, but you may not actually accept it into your life and believe that you're worthy of it, and believe that it's safe for you to let down that wall and let it into your life. You know, it's like, so you see what I'm saying? It's like, you can want love, but also not accept it at the same time. So you really need to be aware that that's what you're doing. You're wanting love, but you're also blocking it. And this person that you would have dated or seen or hung out with, they picked up on it. Like, they picked up on the fact that, like, you were not open, that, like, the relationship never got very deep. It just was on this surface level. And so that wasn't enough for them. Now, they may not have been honest about why they left, but, like, that's not, you know, that's not enough of a reason to, like, to keep distrusting, okay? You have to recognize your role in the issue also, because, you know, yes, they're the one that left, and maybe they didn't tell you the full reason why they left, but it takes two to tango. So you have to realize, okay, what was my role? Like, what did I do wrong in this situation? And so maybe it was the fact that they didn't even feel comfortable enough with you to tell you the real reason why they were leaving you. You see what I'm saying? It was so surface level. It wasn't even deep enough for them to be honest with you about why they were leaving. So that's what you've got to work on. Getting in touch with yourself, learning how to trust and be vulnerable and let somebody in. And then you can truly have that true connection. And you'll find somebody that, like, it will be that deep love, the deep loving feelings that you've always wanted. Okay? So, moving on to couples. So couples, so what I see is that alright, the first thing I see is that there are trust issues in connection with the finances. It's really just about money. I know it says career here, but I mean, there could be some things about the career, only because what I feel like is that there's something that you feel like your partner is not being honest with you about money and their career. Okay, so, like, I don't know if it, you know, I don't know if there's really a problem there, or if it's in your head or not. You could also have trust issues. Maybe, okay, this is what I'm getting. What I get is that they may leave for work at times, okay, and then so there's not trusting about something about what they're telling you about how much they're making or how steady their career is or something like that, and then you also don't trust them when they're away. You may think that they're cheating on you. Okay? That's number one. Okay? Now, you have true love with this person, but there's this whole trust issue that affects the relationship. But then there's also two other issues. One of the issues is that when this person goes away, and they come back, it, like, takes you guys a minute to, like, get back on track, or get the love back, or it's like you have to like get to know each other again, or fall in love. Like it's kind of exhausting to you, because it's like sometimes if they go away and then when they get back, it's like you might feel the distance. Even though they're right there, even though they're right next to you, it's like all this going away and coming back, or it's like affecting the relationship, because it's like making you strangers, and it makes you feel like the love has died or something like that. Like when you feel that way, then it makes you feel like you need to protect yourself, and you start to build up that wall where you don't feel like it's safe, you don't feel like you want to be vulnerable, and it also affects your self-esteem, and you feel like not only abandoned but also like undesirable, because you feel like this person who I used to feel so close to, now I feel like I am constantly having to try to get to know them again. So it creates definitely an air of like awkwardness, strangeness. So I mean, I think you guys just really need to start talking more, like, you know, get that open line of communication going, because, you know, a lot of these issues are a little bit in your head, you know, like feeling like there's unrequited love, you know, that could be solved by just talking to your partner and saying, listen, like, I need more affection from you. I need to know that, like, you know, that when you're away, that the love hasn't died, you know, so maybe you need to call each other every night, or, you know, I don't know exactly what, you know, what it is, but there's definitely some sort of retreating from the relationship, and it's definitely creating issues of feeling like there's unrequited love, trust issues, self-esteem issues, feeling like you don't want to be vulnerable, so you're putting up a wall, like afraid of getting hurt. There's issues with money in the relationship, and, you know, this could also mean that that the money needs to go to certain things, like serious things. Like, then the money needs to go to paying the rent and paying the utilities and buying our groceries and things like that. And there might be an issue with trust and where the money is going, because the money could be going to playful things, which in your mind you might think that that's being frivolous with the money. So, like, it would be, for instance, as if, like, you know, like, you're the one making the budget. You know you have to have X amount of dollars for your rent and X amount of dollars for, you know, your utilities and all that, right? And then your boyfriend or your husband comes home, and they're like, oh my God, look, I just bought us a puppy. And there's, like, no regard for not only the money they spent on the puppy, but how much the puppy's going to cost in food and vet bills and, you know, accessories, and, you know, the list goes on and on, right? So it's trusting somebody with the money to not make bad decisions with the money. Okay, so that is an element. So I think the most important thing is to just not retreat from each other and not let that resentment grow, and not let the wall get higher and higher and thicker. You know, you really just have to, like, air your fears, air your issues, and just talk. And, you know, I think you guys would be able to solve a lot of these issues. Okay, so that's all I've got. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you want a personal reading, and thanks for listening.